Okay, welcome to the presentation, What is Shame and Complex Trauma? This is a very important part of the course, and I want to deep dive into what shame is, because a lot of people have shame without realizing. If you sabotage, if you make life very difficult for yourself because you feel like you are unworthy, that is shame, and that comes from complex trauma. So it's largely unconscious. It was driving my life for many years without me realizing, and I just want to get into it now. So shame is the core belief about yourself that you are unlovable, you are not worthy, not good enough. This is that you are defective in some way, that you are inherently bad. And it comes from childhood. It comes from complex trauma. Complex trauma being abandoned, physical abuse, sexual abuse, neglection. And we're going to go into how this manifests, how it turns into this belief, how it turns into the child believing, I'm not lovable, I'm not worthy. Okay. And we can then see how that this kind of affects every area of your life as you get older. A lot of people have this without realizing. If you take anybody really and say, why don't you feel good enough? They would never equate it to it being something called shame. Shame being this feeling. It's important to understand that shame is a belief about yourself, and that's very important to understand, because people would never believe that, or people don't have the idea that you could have this internal belief about yourself that's then affecting everything else, right? It was quite liberating and refreshing for me to realize that, yeah, I do have shame. I do have this belief that I'm not good enough. I do have imposter syndrome. I do sabotage. I do find relationships very difficult. I do find it hard to stay consistent in things. Why has it always been like that? Why have I always feel like I've been underachieving? And you can see where this manifests. You can see how this kind of gets into everything, into every area of your life. And it comes from this unconscious belief. So it isn't unconscious. It's directing us unconsciously. It is coming from like the famous quote by Carl Jung: until you make the unconscious conscious, it will continue to direct and control your life. And it's so true. And as it manifests, it gets worse and worse. It will then turn into more dangerous issues like extreme apathy, depression, hopelessness, and then that will lead to suicidal ideation. Just end the pain, get rid of this. So you can see how this is a very difficult but important issue. So it's important to realize that this may stir up this presentation may stir up some very painful memories. So kind of brace yourself for that, be prepared for that. This is the foundation of this course. So it's important to understand about shame. It's important to understand where these beliefs come from. And then we kind of create a bigger system, a bigger meta understanding. We're creating a framework for you to understand your own psychology, your own personality, where these beliefs come from. And shame is a good place to start, because it is that core belief of not liking ourselves, not thinking we fit in, not thinking we have value. Okay. So just to summarize really quickly, it is the answer to the question, who am I? A child is asking, who am I? And shame is the answer. If a child gets the answer through complex trauma being neglect or abuse, the child will then blame itself. It will believe that it's guilty. A child is very narcissistic. It believes that whatever answer it gets, it's creating. So the greater the complex trauma, the greater the stronger feeling that the child believes it's not good enough. Okay. So as a child, we're all asking the question. We are inherently asking the question: do I have value? Do I matter? Do I have anything to offer? Am I desirable? Am I wanted? Am I part of something bigger here? Humans are asking that, and humans will constantly ask, do I have love? Am I getting love here? Do I have value? Am I desired? When a child is greeted by its parents, do the parents' faces light up? And are they actually genuine about seeing the child, or is the child an obligation? Is the child getting unconditional love or conditional love? Unconditional being, if the child cries, it still gets love. It's not being ignored. Okay, so you can kind of see now where this is leading to, where this belief will come from, because the child will then blame itself, right? And like I said, all of these questions the child is asking on a subconscious level. It's not, a child doesn't have the apparatus to logically or put this into language. It will go straight to the amygdala, the emotional core of the child's development. If a child is getting its unconscious needs met, it's through unconditional love, then the answer will be, yeah, I do have value. I am loved. I am part of something. I don't have to question myself. I have a high sense of self. I have a high self-esteem. I have a high self-image. I have a high view of myself. Whereas if the child isn't getting that message back, it's being ignored, it's being abandoned, it's getting conditional love. Sometimes it gets love, sometimes it doesn't. The message is clear. You are not worthy. You are not part of this. And it internalizes that belief. The child then internalizes that belief, and then it bleeds into adulthood. So this is known as mirroring. The child asking the question, the answer is getting mirrored back. So the main people to mirror that answer are family members, mainly being the parents. The parents are mirroring back the answer to that question. Am I lovable? The child will then get that answer back, like looking in a mirror, basically. It will get the answer back. Yes, you are. Yes, you have value. You are welcome here. You are connected. You are part of something. You are accepted. You are nurtured, and it will get that message consistently in a healthy family. Whereas in an unhealthy family, it will get the message, yeah, we don't know. We don't know if you're worthy. We don't know. And the parents aren't doing this consciously, or the parents are doing this unconsciously as well, because like it's generational as well. So in an unhealthy home, then the child is left to question his value, and we can then go into how this manifests. Okay, so that's a basic introduction to this, and now we're going to go into what causes shame and understand complex trauma a little bit more.